opening it up. We have to bring people in. We want them to be people based on merit, and we want them to come in legally. You see what's going on at the border, and we're doing a great job, whether it's Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement generally. We're all working together. We have our military sent to the border. We have 8,000 military personnel right now at the border. We are doing an amazing job considering it's really an onslaught very much. I call it invasion. They always get upset when I say an invasion, but it really is somewhat of an invasion. And we're stopping drugs at a record level, but a record number of drugs are pouring up and coming up, and we're getting it done. Human trafficking is a disaster. Nobody knew too much about it until recently. It's been going on for a million years, actually. It's been going on for a long time, but we've seen it, we've spotted it. It's being slowed down, but we can't slow it down unless we have a very strong and powerful separation between us and wherever it is it may be. And in this case, it happens to be Mexico. Mexico's helped us, but Mexico has a record number of murders this year, a number that's so large it's actually hard to believe. And we're working very hard on actually having one of the safest we've ever been. We have some of the best numbers we've ever had from the standpoint of crime, murders, killings included. One of our best years ever was last year, and we're down 6% from last year, so that's very important. But we want to have a very strong border, but we want to have a lot of people coming in. A lot of people don't understand that. They think we're shutting it out. We're not shutting it out. We want people to come in, but they have to come in through a process. So we have a process that's really moving along rapidly. Last year we took in a large number of highly qualified, wonderful people, and for the most part, they're working already in your company. I want to make it clear today that my administration will focus on ending the absolutely horrific practice of human trafficking, and I am prepared to bring the full force and weight of our government to the federal and at the federal level and the other highest levels, whatever we can do in order to solve this horrific problem, getting worse, and it's happening in the United States, in addition to the rest of the world, but it's happening in the United States, which is terrible. Human trafficking is a dire problem, both domestically and internationally, and is one that's made really a challenge, and it's really made possible to a large extent, more of a modern phenomenon by what's taking place on the internet, as you probably know. Solving the human trafficking epidemic, which is what it is a priority for my administration. We're going to help out a lot. Solve is a wonderful word, a beautiful word, but I can tell you we're going to help a lot. I'll direct the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security, and other federal agencies that have a role in preventing human trafficking to take a hard look at the resources and personnel that they're currently devoting to this fight. Now, they are devoting a lot, but we're going to be devoting more. Dedicated men and women across the federal government have focused on this for some time. As you know, a lot of you have been dealing with the federal government, and it's been much more focused over the last 4 weeks, I can tell you that. I cannot thank each of you enough, and the dedicated men and women who run my staff and your staffs, and getting everybody together was terrific. I was so glad I was able to be here. You start with really a tremendous amount of energy and blood, sweat, and tears. Government can be helpful, but without you, nothing would happen. So, again, I want to thank everybody in this room. It's a very, very terrible problem. It's not talked about enough. People don't know enough about it. And we're going to talk about it, and we're going to bring it out into the open, and hopefully we're going to do a great deal to help prevent some of the horrific, really horrific crimes that are taking place. It's an urgent humanitarian issue. My administration is committed to leveraging every resource we have to confront this threat, to support the victims and survivors, and to hold traffickers accountable for their heinous crimes. We're challenging foreign regimes that facilitate this horrible evil of sex trafficking and forced labor, and we're working to take down the criminal organizations that illegally traffic drugs and people across our border, exploiting them for their own gain. And we are pursuing criminal charges against those who perpetrate these monstrous acts and deeds. Last year, my administration prosecuted a record number of traffickers. The Department of Health and Human Services National Human Trafficking Hotline received over 8,500 reports of potential trafficking last year. And our brave heroes at ICE have made over 1,600 human trafficking arrests. They do a great job. We are taking the lead to combat this crime internationally, having invested millions in the Global Fund to End Modern Slavery. If you can believe that title, it's to end modern slavery. Our country will not rest until we have put these vile organizations out of business and rescued every last victim. And we will not stop until we have stamped out the menace of human trafficking once and for all.